Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Your Bodybuilding Plug with my special guest, well, actually special show, Santi Aragon.
Special show. This show sounds retarded now.
We didn't say we were good at talking. We're just good at bodybuilding, all right?
Okay? I brought out all my chains for everybody today.
It wasn't sunny and warm today? You got a sweatshirt on?
No, you know what? Carlos actually got me onto wearing sweaters because Carlos is a perfusive sweater like me.
Really?
Absolutely nothing. And then he says, because we had mentioned one time during training about Kai Green, and I'm like, how the fuck does Kai Green wear a hoodie in such hot weather and stuff? And he goes, he's actually very smart because you wear the hoodie, you get soaked inside, but then it kind of lets you stay cool inside.
Yeah.
So I wear one of these even on hot days. Like my shirt under it is like drenched,
but
it actually keeps me really cool inside, even though now I'm sitting all in my sweat. Yeah, that's the only down.
Since I live in the Northeast, I like training with sweatshirts though, because I would get sweaty normally with a tank top on, and I would get cold halfway through the workout, and I would get like goosebumps almost. And it would ruin the entire workout. So I always trained in long sleeves or something, not hoodies, but like long sleeves like this or something like thin where it's not like suffocating me, because I definitely don't like the feeling of having like sweats on. I don't know how it does that.
No,
but
I usually take it off at like halfway and just to air myself out if I'm wearing it during training, and then I'll throw it back on. Yeah,
it's hard though to train with. I don't know how, bro. Being with him for so long at Muscle Meds, I've never saw him train a tank top unless he had to. Like he would fight. He would fight with the owner of the company, Gerard. Be like, no, I'm not comfortable. I'm not wearing I'm not wearing a hoodie. And Gerard's like, yeah, but we're doing a photo shoot. We have to. He's like, yeah, but only for a few shots, not everything.
If you walk into his house and go into his closet, what is it? Just all hoodies?
It's like Doug Funny. Remember Doug Funny with the sweater vest?
the
sweater vest.
The sweater vest. Every outfit is the same in khaki shorts. I love that show, by the way.
That was a great show.
I love that show. So this week, how's your week been?
I'm repairing from the week prior. But as everyone knows, probably that
collateral damage.
Basically, I got the new YouTube up. We have your YouTube to use. I'm like I wake up every day and I'm like, I don't even want to open the phone. What's gonna be taken down today? But
a lot of people commented on the video asking where your page went or where your channel went.
A lot of people don't even know it's gone, and they keep going to me like, "Wait, why'd you delete your YouTube?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm not explaining it." I'm like, "Just go to this one; it's the new one." Like,
I deleted it on purpose.
Yeah, I know. Like, I just wanted to just get rid of it and start over.
Dave actually talked about you in his weekly.
He actually texted me.
Yeah,
and I didn't see where it was though. He said he'll talk about it, but I didn't know where.
Yeah, it wasn't any. He didn't mention. He just said that that your paid channel got deleted, and he didn't go into any specifics or anything like that. But he's like, "What? I can." You know how Dave talks like, "What did he say? What could he say that brought down his YouTube page? I don't know."
I forwarded him the email. What happened? Why I got terminated? He goes, "Well, so what's the answer?" I said, "That's what they told me, Dave." He goes, "No, there has to be more." I'm like, "Dave, that's all I got. It just says I violated some service agreement thing." And he's like, "Well, there has to be a reason." I said, "Well, I don't know anything else right now." I said,
I use my Second Amendment right to wait. It's the First Amendment right, not to shoot somebody. My First Amendment right to talk about what I wanted to, yet I can't, and I got myself deleted.
Yeah,
essentially.
He goes, "Well, who'd you piss off?" I said, "Probably a lot of people," but I'm like, I don't know who it was though. I'm like, it didn't tell me specifically who decided to terminate me.
Wait, hold on, Dave. Let me check. Let me pull out my scroll of people that I pissed off.
Who did I rip this week?
Let me see who it was this week. All right.
So he's like, "People are vicious." I'm like, I know. What am I supposed to do though? I'm like, it is what it is. And he said, "Well, you can't just start over." I said, "Well, what am I going to do then? Just not start over?" I said, everybody uses YouTube. I mean, eventually it'll. I'm like, I didn't have like crazy subscribers, but just the fact all the content.
No, it's your business. There. Like I would literally jump off a bridge if.
Yeah, I was. I'm trying to control it. Like, there's days I wake up, I'm more angry than others, though, for sure. Then I'm like, it really hits me, and I'm like, damn, I think about all those videos I did, and I'm like, how hard it was.
How many subscribers did you have?
25K, I think.
That's good.
But, I mean, I wasn't really, like, dedicated to YouTube until the last barely 2 years. I really didn't, like, before, I've had it since, that account's from 2006, Santi.
Like when it first started.
One of my first videos was on there. I was in my Nissan Maxima driving to the gym. I was 18 years old, 19 years old. And I was like, gonna go get a pump. And then it literally just scrolls to the gym, New York Sports Club, and that was the whole video.
Did you have 22s on your Altima?
I had rims on every car. Every car I had rims, bro. I was a rim junkie. Are you kidding me?
I remember that time. Your car... You could be the biggest piece of shit car.
It had rims.
But if it had rims, it's got rims.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, every car I had fucking rims. That was my car from high school, so I didn't even have a new car yet. That was like my shitty Maxima at the time. But for me, it was like gold. I put the stereo up. The car was not even worth what I put into it.
Did you put a stereo in it?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, my God.
Subwoofers and rims was immediate, and tint. It would go right to the shop and do all three of them right away.
All three. Damn. My first car in high school, my parents got me, when it first came out, it was like a cool car, was the Scion TC.
Oh, yeah, first came out.
When it first came out,
yes.
And my favorite color is red, so every single year they had like a special edition with the body kit on it and the aerodynamics kit,
I remember that car.
Which it barely gets to 60. So what's the extra downforce for? And I was so obsessed with it. I was so obsessed. I put a system on it in it too.
Bro, I used to have that website where you used to put your
car domain.
Yes,
car domain. I did too.
I had my Mustang. I had my Mustang on there with my first car, a GT.
It's so funny because you would get that, and then you would put all the mods. You would list. You would list all the mods,
everything,
and then you would even put future mods.
Yeah.
What you're planning on?
I'm gonna do this, do that. Yeah, I know. It's fucking
I used to browse that site all the time and see.
Yeah, but it was so much fun though.
Yeah, I used to see what people were putting up there and stuff like that. And then it was, you were always looking at the same model of your car to see what
does that guy have? Yeah.
Oh, he has the same one as me. Look, he took my rims. What the? Yeah, man.
I used to get so mad. I would talk so much shit on that thing to people too. That's where it all started.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah, but I had my '96 Mustang GT. That was my first car, and I crashed it. I totaled that fucker, and then I got the Maxima after, but. The Mustang was the car domain one. I left it up there even when it was crashed after it was done. I pretended like I still had it.
I'm gonna see once we're done here if my profile's still up.
I wonder if it's still there, the website.
It could.
That was old. That's archaic, that website.
I know. And then I used to do like JDM photo shoots. JDM photo shoots where you do it in like the garage that nobody's in, a parking garage. And then you have the nice lights on top of it.
Yep.
And we would wash our cars before.
Oh, I forgot about it. Washing my car was like
we were really into it.
Bro, I was loyal with my washing my car. Every Friday and Saturday I wash my car.
You know what? I don't care. Like if I have a kid, I hope that they are so meticulous even with whatever I give them,
Yeah, I was a lunatic with that thing, dude.
Me too.
Lunatic. I would do the weirdest I didn't want to think about the stuff I did when I had that car. Clean the weirdest shit. It made me feel so good though to have a clean '96 Mustang.
I'm just so happy that my parents did not get me a fast car when I was younger.
Yeah, that was the problem. My dad got me a fucking Mustang, like a jerk off, and I was flying in that thing everywhere.
They refused to get me anything over 150 horsepower.
That's hilarious. They capped you out at 150.
like nowadays, it's really hard to find even a car like that unless you get.
Every car's got
300 horsepower already.
Yeah,
coming from the factory. Yeah, everything.
Even like Kias and shit have that.
Well, that Kia Stinger is not that bad.
You see the Kia Spectra and shit? They're nice cars.
They're not that bad.
No, they actually look really good. Like really good.
No, they're not bad, and they have that SUV that looks pretty good.
Yeah,
like,
that's
when I see it on the street, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I know.
And then I'm like, oh shit, it's a Kia.
Yeah, I know. And they're not cheap though anymore though. That's the
thing. They're like $60,000.
They're not cheap anymore.
Like
bro, I remember when the Kias came out, they had no power steering, and when I sold cars, I had to go on it like this and turn the wheel because there was no power steering in the fucking things. They were
hopefully it wasn't shoulder day.
Oh my god, dude, it was so hard.
I'm not making a 3-point turn.
And then they had the Geo trackers that were like
the Geos.
The Geos, remember those?
Yeah.
The ragtop. They had no power steering.
No.
Steering wheel was like this big. Oh,
nothing, man.
Fucking nightmare, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think the cars even had ABS in them yet. They had no ABS in the brakes, so you just hit the brake. You have to hold it down with pulse.
It's like you had to find, like, when my parents had to find something in the middle where it was new enough that it's not fast,
right?
But it's also not old enough that it's I'm in my coffin already,
right?
You know,
exactly.
You had to find that
middle ground. Fucking like literally fiberglass, like tin.
Yeah,
it was like tin.
Yeah, you had to find a middle ground there, and then all the girls in high school, all of them had BMWs. Yeah, and it was like or Mercedes, like the cheapest, crappiest,
the C classes,
the most terrible. Everywhere. You could hear them from a mile away. The engines are terrible, and then they had their keys and they had the
But I went to a pretty my public school was a bunch of rich kids. I'm not gonna talk about any ethnic backgrounds. I'll probably get someone in mad this off. But
no, it'll just my YouTube page will get deleted.
But they had money. This group of people, and they dominated our school. And it was, of course, then like me, who was like the middle class white kid, and then like the real broke kids who lived in the ghetto. So like they would all park all their cars with each other, like the Mercedes and BMWs and everything, and everyone had like their piece of shit over there. It was so annoying though. It was like a fucking like a parade every day with their cars.
Well, here the car culture is still pretty big here in Florida, or in Miami. Yeah, it's still pretty big. It's like you are what you drive, kind of thing.
People still put rims on their cars, though.
Yeah. Not the crazy stuff that we used to do.
But
with
they
chrome.
They put their wheels though.
Yeah, they put now everything's done more classy.
Yeah, it's low key stuff.
It's more classy than before. Before
it was
spinners.
Like,
the floaters. No. You got to put some Dub 22s.
I had red rims on one of my cars. Oh. Yeah, bro, I was a lunatic with the rims. The bigger the better, like 24s, 26s.
No, I see all these cars. All the guys with the tricked out cars and stuff. Like I started this week. I started going to the gym at a different time that I usually go to. I wanted, you want a new scene. I'm like, I want lifting to be fun again.
Yeah.
Make lifting fun again.
Right.
And instead of going at noon when the gym is dead, I'm like, let me go like around 7.
Right.
It's a little bit more busy and stuff like that. Get a new crowd. Maybe it'll like get me going again. Get that fire going. And man, I saw so many people wearing the waist trainers.
Oh, really?
It was so weird. Like
that was probably really weird.
I was walking in and like the first day I saw like 4 different people and I don't know who they are or anything like that. And then I have like mine with me and I'm like looking around like, do I say hi to them and be like,
like, hey, that's nice, bro.
Hey, nice waist trainer.
That's kind of awkward.
Yeah, it was really wild, like seeing it. And then I went a second day at the same time, and I saw like three different people.
That's so funny.
Wearing it too. It was like
anybody come up to you or no?
Yeah, they came up to me, and they said, "Hey, man, we follow you, blah blah blah." The normal stuff. But It was just like I was thinking about it today, and I was going over that because it was like bizarre,
Right.
And I go back to last year, and a lot of people don't know about this, but when I used to have my electronic repair store, that's when I started the waist trainers. Yeah. And there was a point in my life, and this was like, for me, I mean, you've hit a rock bottom before too. My rock bottom was in 2019. The business was doing terrible. Not the waist trainers. That was just starting. But the electronic repair store was going to the shit.
Right.
Me and my cousin, my partner, like we were in there probably 60 to 70 hours a week.
Oh.
And we were paying ourselves like maybe $6 an hour.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was like collectively
what happened though? Was it just the economy? It was just
the problem is that since it was a franchise, the people in corporate, they run these deals for us as far as part sourcing and stuff like that, and they made a ton of really bad fucking deals. Really,
you had to use their distributors.
We had to use their stuff. And a lot of it was because they signed a contract with Samsung, and now we have to use Samsung products.
Oh my god!
And Samsung products coming from them is very, very expensive. We're talking about $500 just for the part.
Yeah,
and then that's before installation.
God,
so they forced us to invest about $60,000 worth of new equipment to put these Samsung phones together. It would be like if you just got it out of a box.
Right.
That's how precise these machines were, but they were very, very expensive.
Right.
So we literally had to let everybody go. We had to fire every single person that we had on staff, and it was just me and him working there. And I'm like, dude, I gotta get out of here. And at that point, I gotta get out of here.
You feel trapped,
dude. I was in debt. The store was doing bad, and the only thing that I could do is to save money is I had to move out of my apartment in Brickell, and I had to move back in with my parents.
Right.
Which for me was like the fucking worst.
Right.
But my parents are awesome. Don't get me wrong.
But you just didn't want to do that.
But it's like a pride thing, It's like, man, I worked so hard to get out, and then it's just like, right back in. And I didn't even know where my life was going to go at this point. I was even thinking about going back to school. Yeah. Honestly, going back to school.
I remember talking to you when you were at the store and you were in between. Like, I remember you were getting rid of the store, but you weren't sure. You were in limbo, and you were doing both. It was when you first started doing
we had it on sale, but it was just so many hurdles involved in getting somebody approved to purchase it through the franchise.
Yeah,
it was very difficult. So we sold it, but we barely made any money off the deal. Like, but for us, we wanted it off our hands because I just couldn't work that much anymore.
Not that it matters, but did your cousin have something lined up for himself already? Or did
the good thing is that since my dad owns a business doing customs bond, he has a customs bonded warehouse here in Miami. So he hired him right away.
Oh, perfect.
So he had that going, and then I was thinking, because I didn't know where the waist trainers were going to go or anything, and I was thinking, I'll just work for my dad. Like, I'll learn, what he does, and I'll pick it up very quickly. And that's when, luckily all the things started falling in line, and things happened so fast. But it's like, I know that there's a lot of people probably listening to this, maybe in a specific spot in their life where they feel trapped, because that's how I felt. I felt trapped. I felt like I was never going to get out of this hole. And I was, and I had really no solutions. The first time in my life where I'm like, I don't fucking know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
And if you have an idea and you really believe that you can accomplish something, fucking go for it. Like, honestly, like, go for it head first. You're gonna hit some hurdles, but man, when you get out of that fucking hole, you feel like you were the most accomplished. There is no bodybuilding competition that I could win. Probably the Olympia only.
That's it.
Probably the Olympia or the Arnold that could give me the same satisfaction of being so low and then seeing where I'm at now.
And this is long term though. This is every day you wake up and you're proud of what you did. Mm-hmm. Bodybuilding shows are great. Don't get me wrong, and you work fucking hard, but this is like, this is your livelihood. This is what put foods on. This is what allows you to bodybuild, essentially,
Exactly.
So this supports your well-being, your life, your bodybuilding, your everything. So like when you succeed in this or whatever it is, it's every day you're just like, fuck, I thank myself every day that I'm not shoveling dirt. It's like one of my biggest fears. Like, I don't want to be a manual labor fucking job ever again in my life. I don't want to go back to like that used car fucking salesman, like hounding people to buy a fucking car to make money. Like, making me uncomfortable at the end of the day. That I'm pushing people into a car and selling them warranties and shit. And I know the car has this
shark.
Thing, like that kid's gonna give it to dad's giving it to his daughter, and I know something's wrong with it, and I'm like, fuck, I'm a piece of shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, it's like I didn't make the car. I don't own the dealership. I was just selling the car.
You're just trying to make a living.
I was trying to make a living. I'm selling a car, and like there was so many times in my life where I went to bed and I'm just like, God, I fucking hate what I'm doing, but what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I was like that not even like 4 years ago too. Same thing. I was back to the car job after I lost all my contracts and sponsorships, and I went backwards again. But
do you agree though? that probably the most common thing with you and me when it comes to starting a business is being consistent and also not being very patient, because you can't expect starting on day one making a killing.
Oh no. And there's going to be so many ups and downs. That's the problem that I had a hard time getting used to. Like when I left my car job, and probably when you left your store, you probably were like, all right, I have this much money saved. If this much, possibly, if nothing goes wrong, I can last 90 days or whatever. Yeah, 120 days with. And now if something massive goes wrong during this time, I'm fucked. And I have nothing. Like I'm going to have to start way over. So that was my first step. And then I realized, like, okay, let me start the business. So I would have a great week. And then the next week, I think it's going to be the same. And it's not. And then I have a medium week. And then I have a really bad week. I have nothing this week. And then I have 2 great weeks. And then it's like, but that's like what you have to own as an owner, as a, an entrepreneur, everyone, fucking what term you want to use, that like every month's not going to be the same. Every week's not going to be the same. There's going to be a lot of headaches, a lot of speed bumps. You just have to get used to that, like problem solving. I think we talked about that last
critical thinking.
You just got to be able to handle it and deal with the stress, because there's going to be shit you never dealt with before that's going to happen. You're going to have to figure it out.
Man. And that's a perfect thing. Like I remember when the sales started increasing to a rate that I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Like, I'm like, how much stuff do I need to buy to then, keep it in stock? And I'm trying to think, of what colors.
Just balancing it all.
Are the most popular ones. And do I need to order 2 months ahead of time for now? And all these things that I didn't even realize and think about.
Everyone's like, oh, you just make a product and sell it. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Good luck.
I wish it was that easy. It was that easy.
There's so much intricate moving parts to it, and especially in things that we're doing where it's a service industry too. You gotta help everybody out too. Like they're not gonna just buy that waist trainer and be like, oh, okay. They're gonna be like, Santi, what do I do? This, that,
everything. It's everything. It's an ongoing relationship. But you know what I see is that a lot of people that either they go in purchasing one of your products, they will end up buying something else from you.
Of course, yeah.
They'll end up buying a training program. They'll end up, wanting your coaching service. And the better that you have a relationship with these people, the more they're going to trust you for other things.
Yeah, but it's honestly, I like it. Even as a kid, I always wanted to just be my own boss. I never wanted to work for. I know everyone says that too, but like I truly did not want to work for people when I was a kid. Like I never did. That's why one of the reasons why I just pursued all these, random things that I did do, because I was like, I never wanted to listen to anybody, like when I sold cars still, I was like by myself, like you were still by yourself essentially at that store doing your thing. Like you were at the same mindset eventually. Like I just want the freedom to be able to run my business and do what I want when I want, I don't want to be tied down to something. And it's horrible. Like I don't know how people do it for 30 years, 20 years and have these corporate jobs and do the same thing every day. Like,
well, I mean,
I don't get it.
Maybe they have a love of something that we don't have that love for that.
I know, but I look at that as what I'm saying is like, hell to me. That's hell.
That's like, to you, yeah.
I've had those jobs, and that's hell. Like I despise them. I think every day I'm like, thank God I don't have to do that. I say every day to myself, like, thank God. My girlfriend's like, why do you always do that? It's so weird and uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm serious though. I don't want to do that. Like, I hate it.
I hear you, man.
It's bad. And I'm not hating on what they do. It's just for me. It's just
for you. It's not. Yeah.
No good.
It's not right
for me. Yeah, not for me. So
now this weekend or last weekend, I finally got my black popular murdered out black in stock.
Is that the most popular one?
Most popular one, yeah. That's the most popular one. The other ones, the other two colors that are second and third are the gray and the red, and then the other ones fall behind it. But black is like everybody's favorite. And you know, I got like in 3 days it was like 250 orders.
That's a lot.
It was insane. It was crazy. Like I was thinking that this small restock that I was getting was going to last me like 2 weeks. Last me 3 days, and I had to go in all black. Yeah. All black. So I went and I helped, you know, my cousin, she does the orders in the warehouse. So I went in there, I helped her out because she would have been there forever doing them. But I wanted to ask you, because I know that you ship out a lot of things. What the fuck's going on with USPS?
I just got rid of them. I got FedEx because I probably lost customers because of USPS. Dude. I almost guarantee. Now, I don't know how bad it is by you, but the hub over here in Jersey and Pennsylvania and New York, fucked. Like it took a month for a package to go one zip code over in some places.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on.
And people don't believe me, and they want to fight with me. I'm like, listen, I promise you, your package was sent out. I saw it go on the truck. I have a video of it. I have everything. Like, I started having my guys take videos of every packaging it. So if somebody hit me up, they're like, you didn't send it. I would send them the video clip of them putting it in the package, because I was like, just turn the phone on and record. Because I'm like, people don't even believe me after a while.
So extreme.
You know, I was fighting with people left and right. They're like, you ripped me off. And they were trying to file disputes. And I'm like, no, motherfucker. You have a tracking number. Like, yes, it says preparing for shipment, but I swear to God, they picked it up. It hasn't been updated.
Yeah,
you know?
I had in the beginning of the year, one of my big restocks that I had that, you know, we sold a lot right off the get-go after we restocked. They lost probably $1,200 worth of waist trainers in the mail. Yeah, $1,200 after I sold it.
It just disappeared.
So it's so strange because in Shopify you have order numbers. So they're consecutive order numbers, 101, 102, 103, like
they
that.
all sync together?
So they all, you print them 20 at a time, like that.
No, but I'm saying the ones that were lost were all grouped.
They were all synced, yeah. So it was like delivered, and then all these are missing, like 20, and then it goes right back to delivered. I'm like, what the fuck happened to these? Where did these go?
That's horrible, dude. That's like for us though, the hub over here, just the ones that are going north. The closest packages were taking a month, and the ones that were other West Coast and stuff weren't taking that long. They still suck, but they weren't like 4 weeks. Bro, FedEx goes through like it's literally like it's like getting your citizenship almost for FedEx. Get a fucking FedEx account. They send a rep. You have to have a phone call. They set up. It took like 3 weeks to finally get them set up, but we're finally FedEx because, bro, USPS was literally I'd wake up and 90 out of 100 messages would be complaining about their orders.
Yeah.
Every day, hours of work.
I'm going to get to that point too. The problem is that Shopify doesn't integrate with FedEx. So
we use WooCommerce.
WooCommerce, yeah. I have to figure out how
Shopify doesn't use FedEx, really?
No, they use UPS. They use
UPS is just as bad right now too.
Yeah, they use UPS, DHL, and the other, and then USPS.
Yeah, UPS is just as bad as USPS. I heard too.
I haven't experienced them.
FedEx, unbelievable.
I have to figure it out.
And we negotiate a cheaper rate too than USPS. So
I have to figure that out.
We got our international stuff down like $10, $15, or $14 like a parcel. Like it's insane. Like compared to what USPS was.
Because I had three people down, like literally, like you said, down the fucking street.
Yeah.
And then the package goes to New York.
I could have dropped it off by my hand and it would have faster. I could have walked.
New York.
Yeah, it's so weird, dude.
They're like, did you put my address right? I'm like, look,
I know.
You type your address, and I don't change anything.
Just hit print.
Just hit print. Like, there's no way that
You could probably use your answers for my emails for the same thing. I say the same thing. I'm like, I hit print.
I hit print.
Screenshot it. I'm like, this is what you sent. This is what goes in the printer.
This is the label.
Yeah,
that's it.
People don't get it though because they're on that side of. They're on the back end of things, but I'm like, I promise people, like, and they're like, fuck, dude, it showed up. And I'm like, yeah, I told you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not lying to you.
No, it's like that.
It's frustrating, though.
But, you know, I still feel like, even for me, I'm still in green, even if the package is lost and I send them another one for free.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to do
still in the
a
green.
lot. I still have to do it a lot, but I mean,
still in the green.
It's just honestly, that's not even. I'm sure you feel the same way. That's not what annoys me. It's just the fact that these people are getting pissed, and I don't want people to be pissed off because of fucking. But like, I'm doing everything right. I have stuff in stock. I ship it out on time. We write cards to people. We take we give them samples of stuff, and then
nudes.
Yeah, like, and then exactly, and then they get it. They're like, it's a month. They don't want it after that. They don't want to talk to me anymore. I don't want that to happen. You know,
and it sucks because then, you know, your product could be the best product in the world, but since they had a bad experience with you,
like, fuck
that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
No, it's true. It's true.
So bad.
So let me ask you a question. So yesterday, I had legs. Okay, I did my leg day. I had my high day, and then I noticed, and I'm sure that other people have the same problem. My appetite is gone. It doesn't exist after leg day. Doesn't exist. Like every other day after I train, I'm starving. I'm ready to eat. Even a back day or everything. Yesterday I got home. I was nauseous. Did not want to eat.
I never eat after legs.
No? You go, what, sometime?
Like, so you train at night now, you said too?
Like at 7. So I'll get two meals before bed after that. The post-workout and then the last meal. And
then the next day, you don't have an appetite either? You wake up, you're like...
No, I wake up, everything's fine. Like, everything's fine.
So just post-workout?
Yeah. Like, yesterday I got home, and I'm like, man, I don't, like, I'm not hungry at all. Like, not even, don't put anything in front of me. Like, this is disgusting. And I sat on the computer for, like, you know, working for, like, 2-3 hours, and then out of nowhere, then the hunger, like...
Okay.
Slapped me in the
I was about to ask you, does it hit you in the face out of nowhere? Almost like you're hypo.
Yes.
Yes.
So I ate my meal, and
then you burned off again.
I'm like, shit, I'm just gonna eat meal 6 right now too. So I knocked out.
Okay. Same. I have the same experience when I used to train legs hard. I would barely get the shakedown. I'd be like gagging on it, and I'm like, let me just get it down because I know how my blood sugar was at the time. It was horrible. So I was like, let me just get something in me because I know it's going to come out of nowhere. I'm going to be chilling, and all of a sudden it's going to fucking just whack me. So, like, I usually look at the clock. It's usually about, like, almost 2 hours after my leg workout. Yeah. So I start just eating. I just start eating right away.
Bro. I ate each meal on the high carb days are 150 grams of carbs. They're roughly about 900 to 1,000 calories each meal that day. Yeah. And I ate just 2,000 calories of clean food.
That's so crazy.
And I was starving. I ate like 600 grams of rice.
When I'm hungry though, like it just doesn't even feel like I'm eating anything though. When I'm in that mode where I'm like, I'm just shoveling it. It's not even like I'm eating anything. It's like air. I'm just like, this is not filling me at all.
It's not. And then finally, like after I was done with the meal, I'm like, shit, I have a pint of ice cream in the freezer. I'm like, should I attack it? I'm like, you know what? Let me wait like 10 minutes and let me see if I feel better. And then after 10 minutes went by, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. No, leg for some reason. I mean, back would sometimes do it depending on what exercises I did. I think it's just the cortisol level thing. I just think cortisol levels get so elevated from training, from squats. I mean, it's a whole body getting, essentially worked out. And I just think from that and, blood pressure, all that shit just being so out of whack from training hard. And it's not like you train like a pussy. So it's like, and you're training with Carlos, I'm sure. So you guys are both pushing each other and you're amped up. And I don't know. I know, like sometimes when I did a shitty leg workout, I'd be hungry right away. I knew I could train hard.
You already know.
Yeah, I was like, I'm ready to fucking eat. I'm not hungry. I didn't train hard. It was a pussy workout. But if I'm doing like a real deal leg workout, same thing. I would be sitting there. I'd be like, all of a sudden, the sweat, and I'm like, here it comes.
Just
shoveling food down.
Slapped me in the face.
And then literally like a half hour later, I feel like I didn't even eat anything again. I feel like my blood sugar dropped again. I had to eat again. Yeah, but then I eventually was like, I would time it, and I'd be like, almost 2 hours. So I would just start eating slowly, like some carbs. I knew my blood sugar was going to drop. And then I would eventually get the hunger, and I would just eat it, and then I would stabilize. And I'd be okay. I wouldn't have to like eat another meal after that because it got really annoying if I wanted to like train legs and go do something that day. It just so happens I had to go out or something or do something. I'm like, I can't even go out because now I know what's gonna happen. Like,
yeah, it's
just
just
shower. I'm in the middle of getting ready, and my fucking sweat's on the floor. I have to shower again. It's like, it's so annoying though. I would try to do it not on the days I would do anything, but sometimes it just landed on those, and then the last thing you want to do is go hypo when you're out somewhere. It's like,
no, that's
feel starving.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like
really uncomfortable.
I'm sure you've been to clubs where you like, I've done a million times. I'd run out and like I'll be like right back and get the bounce like $50 so I can come back in. I would go eat at like in New York. I would go eat at like a concession stand like on the side of the road.
On the side of the road and then come back in.
And go back in.
All right, I'm back. Speaking of going out and doing silly things on the weekend, I have a big weekend this weekend.
Where are you going?
Really excited about it. So my buddy, since all clubs are closed, one of my good friends, Mike, it's his birthday. And Mike is, let me tell you something. This is one of the most ridiculous guys that I know, in a good way. In a good way. He's very successful. Well, he's very successful. He owns a ton of different business. Like, he has his hands in a lot of different businesses.
Okay.
But I don't think he will listen to any of this, so I can talk about him. I've never seen anybody blow so much money in my life. Like, ever. Like, I've seen people blow money, but this is like, I've never seen
people spend money, he blows it. There's a difference.
He blows money.
Yeah, he blows it.
Literally. So
right.
I remember one of the first times that I met him. One of the first times I met him, we were at 11. And, we're there, whatever. And I didn't have cash on me to break. So I told, can I Venmo you some money? Because he had cash on him. And he's like, nah, save your money. Save your money. I got something coming. I'm like, okay. So they bring the bottles or whatever. And then they bring 2 briefcases, metal briefcases. And the girls are like on the top of the guys. And they have these briefcases. They open it up. It's 20,000 in ones. 20,000
from the club?
No, that he broke. Like, he broke 20,000 in ones.
Okay.
And then he's like, 1 for you, 1 stack for you, 1 stack for you. And I'm like holding this thing. I'm like,
that's hilarious.
What the fuck? Who is this guy? What the fuck is this? And then you know how you have your 100 and you throw 1.
Yeah, I'm cheap as fuck.
No, he's throwing wads.
Just bricks.
He's throwing like chunks of dollars, and like it like hits the girl. Like, it's not just like a gentle one. Like,
oh my god.
Oh, it's like the whole wad slaps her.
Do they stick that in their vagina?
Dude, they just anything. That's patient 1 for COVID.
Oh my god.
So it's his birthday. It's his birthday this weekend. So instead of 1 yacht, why not just rent 2 yachts? I mean,
come on, are you serious?
Well. So he's renting 2 yachts this weekend on Saturday, and I'm super excited because this is the first time that I actually go out post show. Usually, when I get back, it's like the first day that I go out drinking.
Oh, right. Usually,
but since everything's been closed or whatever, this is the first weekend, so I am really excited about it.
So is indoor dining closed too?
Some indoor dinings are open based on like their square footage.
Oh, so you're back to square one again, like we are.
Yeah.
Your gyms
are open. Most restaurants are open, but they're social distancing. Barbershops are open. Nail salon.
All right, so we don't have gyms and we don't have indoor dining, but we just have outdoor dining.
You have Walmart.
And we have our malls and stuff are open, but like you have to take your temperature, and they don't let you try clothes on. You have to have a certain number of people in the store. Yeah, I haven't even gone. I'm not even fucking.
Yeah, they had the last time that I went to a mall. It was like that. Only a certain amount of people could be in the store. The only 2 stores that had lines out them were Gucci and Louis Vuitton. And I'm like, pandemic what? Everybody's spending their fucking money.
Yeah, they're like, fuck it.
Yeah. And I'm like, watching people say like, come on, are you really going to buy something? Because, we only let a limited amount of people. If you're really going to buy something, come in.
Yeah, let's do it. Right.
Come in. But if not, do not come in. So I'm really excited for this weekend. So
and when is that? Saturday or Sunday?
This is Saturday. So if I don't pick up the phone Saturday or Sunday, you know why. And I texted all my clients already. I'm like,
So
make sure that your updates come in on Friday because you won't hear from me until probably Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. So now when you go on these yacht parties, is there a specific place it goes?
Yeah, there's different locations.
I've only been on one before, and it was not something I can talk about on here. But
they have there's different sandbars that you could go to, and then other boats will tie up to the yacht. So we have other friends that have so the yachts are limited to a certain amount of people based on the size.
You're just your party though.
Yeah, it's just our party. So then our other friends, once the boat is docked, like not docked, but anchored,
right?
And there's no limit on how many people could be on the boat.
Oh.
So if our friends come, they tie up, or the two yachts tie up,
just do whatever.
Everybody can be everywhere at all times.
God, that's great.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
This is in Miami?
Yeah. So for my birthday next month, that's what I'm doing. I'm renting a yacht. Yeah.
The Cuban Missiles yacht.
The Cuban Missile yacht. Only ladies. Only ladies.
Oh, that's sick. Now, when you rent a yacht, I never rented one for myself, but do you have to add liquor, or they include all that shit too?
No. You bring your own stuff.
It's BYO.
You bring your own stuff. But the cool thing is that we've rented this yacht in the past before. It's like one of our friends. Friend is the captain or whatever,
right?
And it's him, and then it's another woman there that she's like I don't know what you call them, the second person.
Co-captain?
I guess the co-captain, but she acts as bartender. So there's like a bar inside of the yacht, so she'll make everybody drinks.
Oh wow!
You go up to the bar, you put all your bottles and all your mixers and stuff, and then you're like, oh, can I have this? And then she'll make.
That's where I belong. Drink. I need to have a yacht party.
It's awesome, and it's really not that expensive, to be honest.
I was gonna say, if let's say you were going out with a group of people, everyone chipped in the cheap way, it wouldn't be that bad, probably.
So it's like $3,000, and it's a 90-foot yacht. It's like
I thought you were gonna say 10, 15,000 or something.
No.
Oh, $3,000. That's a table anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a mobile table.
everybody, all the guys chip in, and you're not really paying for much.
No, that's
not that much.
Bro, we just go to Pasha at 5 o'clock in the morning and spend $3,000. I'd be there for 25 minutes because I'd get too high and leave. Forget I even bought a table.
But this is the first. One thing that I am gonna do, because they have a full kitchen inside of there, is I always bring my meals with me. Because I get fucking hungry, and then I start munching. On like chips and shit like that.
You have too much muscle. You're not gonna there's no way around it. That's what I tell people.
No,
people just ask all the time, how do you eat? I'm like, bro, I would stuff my dick and stuff when I go to clubs with protein bars, whatever I could fit in there, just so I had something, because I wouldn't last.
That was one question that we had last week about partying and stuff, is like, when I go out to parties, if it's like let's just say a house party, obviously a club is different, but I'll eat something before I go there. But if it's like something like that, a full day thing, I bring my meals with me.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I had to. There's no way around it. I get so fucking up. Everyone accepted me at that point anyway, that this was, this is 15 years of party. Everyone knew who the fuck I was anyway, so it didn't matter. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Nick Ju said was fucking it's like,
what do you want me to do? I have to.
I would most of the time when I would go to the clubs in the city, I'd always go to the same places that knew me and I had my thing. I would never go to a random place. That was just not my thing. I would meet up with the security guy outside, give it to him, and I would go in. When I wanted to eat, I would go where the security would eat and go eat, and then go back into the club. I mean, that's I would never go to a club I didn't know anybody. You were probably the same way.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
No, you feel like home,
Yeah, and plus if something happened or something.
Oh, they got your back.
I'm covered. I'm good. I'm not gonna go to jail. If I pass out, they'll get me home. It's all good. And I can do what the fuck I want.
So I'll let you know. I
can't wait to hear.
Weekend goes. Next show. I'll talk about it. Switching gears a little bit, because this is kind of a bodybuilding show, kind of.
Yeah. That was bodybuilding. We'll talk about meal prep.
I know we did. We talked about alcohol and we didn't even get to the good stuff. All the girls that are on the boat, but we'll say I'll save it for next week.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bodybuilders right now that's up and coming, Keon Pearson. I mean, he's been putting progress pictures lately up. I think that it's a topic of discussion that a lot of people are, talking about now that it's going to be his 212 debut and how he's going to look against some of these guys, and if he can come shredded. That's the biggest question, because I personally, I love Keon. Me and Keon have a very good social relationship and stuff, but he has not been inside out peeled. I think that he's now in the 212. He has to bring it to a way different level. He won't get by on just shape, which he's probably the most gifted shape in the 212 class right now. Yeah. I would say. What do you think? What do you think about this guy?
So, I think that his biggest problem is going to be he's young, and he's going to have a tough time seeing himself. Hopefully, I know he's not with PJ Braun anymore. He's with Dorian, who I respect as an individual. I just don't know if Dorian knows him psychologically enough. Because I'm very close to PJ Braun, if no one knows that or not, but PJ was sharing me, nothing personal, and this is just conversation. He had a hard time, as every other bodybuilder does, looking at himself in the mirror and seeing the scale. It would fuck with him a lot because he had to really, really press his weight down to get into classic.
Of course.
He was like way over. So PJ had to starve him to make weight class. So that would always fuck with him, which I understand. It's part of the game, bodybuilding. We all have that problem with the weight and looking at the scale and seeing how big we are, that whole thing. So I hope that doesn't fuck with him, because obviously he's young. He hasn't been through it enough and realized that the number doesn't matter, especially when you have Keon's genetics, especially. So I hope he is able to overcome that and hears that, it doesn't matter what you weigh, Keon. It makes no fuck. You could be 150. Look at what's his name from 212? Sean. I mean, look at he weighs.
Clarita.
Was he 175 now? 180? He's still 30 pounds under.
Yeah, so he's sick too, but I'm really excited to see Keon.
I just hope he can overcome that. And then number two, he does have thicker skin. He doesn't have the thinnest skin yet.
You think it's because he's young, or do you think because do you think it's because he's black?
I think because he has black skin. Mm-hmm. And I think he's very young with.
And by the way, people, this is not a race.
Black guys are known to have thicker skin.
This is just the way that it is.
Yeah, it's unless you're like Ronnie Coleman with stupid ass thin skin. I mean, there's really not many black guys that have real thin skin. Mm-hmm. And I also think his inexperience with experiencing with real drugs still. I mean, it's like his first year really using stuff, which is mind-boggling. People want to believe that or not.
I wish that I waited as long as he did, man, because you see what good training as a base. Yep. And nutrition and actually knowing how to diet, knowing the experience of getting ready for a show, and then you add that component to all of it, and you could see the night and day difference between, what he looked like natural and what he looks like now.
Yeah, I mean,
insane.
If you look at it, and you can see the potential too, which is it's actually mind-boggling to look at.
I'm counting him 212 champ in the next 3 years.
Yeah, as long as he gets in shape, dude, and even what the sad part is, as long as they award him correctly, he doesn't have to be peeled. I mean, as long as he's in good he's got to be better than he was last time for sure. But as long as he comes in, call it a percentage, 90%. I think he could do.
So like what you would think, like what Flex Wheeler got away with.
No.
Flex Wheeler
he wasn't that peeled.
Really shredded.
I think Keon's drier though in the glutes and stuff and the hams than Flex. Flex wasn't that ever. Flex was dry as fuck from the front, but when he turned around, he wasn't like the lower half was never like his glutes were never boxed. You know what I mean? No, they never. Forget about striations. Then they didn't even have them yet, really. If they even I don't know if they even judged that stuff, though.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Because they never really flexed them. They weren't big on. Now every guy goes like this to point their glutes. No, it's weird. You know what I mean? I did it. I think you might have done it.
Oh, I did it. I did it I was so proud of.
That's what I'm saying. So then they don't even back then. They didn't even care what their legs looked like. They would just stand reverse and just do this and just hit it. It's weird how much it's changed, but you know, I just hope that he mentally is confident, and because I know that was also a thing PJ had to work on, his confidence. You know,
So he had a lot of self-doubt.
Yeah, a lot of self-doubt.
And it's crazy because then we see it from the outside and we're like,
I know.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like I would be the biggest dick if I had his body, bro. I'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, yeah, you're all dead, bro. Look at this.
I'm coming for all
you
you
see this fucking waist?
I'm coming for all you bitches.
Yeah, I would like, oh man, you know, I just hope he's confident. You know, I hope he knows what he has, and he should own it. Fucking own that. You know?
I'm a big fan of his, and I like that now he is getting a lot more comfortable being in front of a camera now.
Yeah,
because he's doing more.
I saw Hunter
videos.
and him did something, right?
Yeah, more videos. Man, he did a couple shots next to Hunter. They didn't look too.
I gotta watch it.
As far as size goes, maybe Keon out angled him, maybe. But when I was standing next to Hunter is like 3.5 times of me. Like he's a big guy. So anybody
he's
anybody that's 20, he's probably 40 pounds lighter than Hunter.
Oh, easily.
You can't even. You don't see that 40-pound discrepancy.
I gotta look. It's on MD or something, right?
Yeah.
Is it a good video or is it boring?
It's okay,
Will they just work out?
I just like watching it.
I'm saying, I missed it though. Is it just a workout?
Yeah, it's a workout and some speaking and stuff like that. It's not like groundbreaking, but I like watching. Just even if it was just Hunter training by himself, I like watching.
No, I want to see it. I just never had a chance to watch. Honestly, I forgot to watch it. Speaking of, this is good. I'm not saying what I just thought. Did you see Samson Duda? What happened to him in Korea? Did you see what happened?
I watched the whole thing on Fuad's.
Did you see? Like, how did they cancel it on him though? Like, how would they do that?
I don't know, man.
Like, everyone's like, "Oh, that's so dick." Because I wrote my story, I'm like, "They're a piece of shit." Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, they had all these people. He wasn't the only one there. I looked up a bunch of like the Asian guys that were quarantining too, that flew from like China or whatever. They're all stuck in a hotel too. There's like a lot of guys that are stuck in a hotel.
I feel really, really bad. Like just listening to that and him saying, in 2 days, finally, the light at the end of the tunnel. In 2 days, I get to get out of this room. And then no,
2 more weeks.
I don't know. I mean, do you call it a season?
Let me ask you this though. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't get here for Tampa. How's he going to get here for the Olympia? Once he qualifies.
He isn't.
So what the fuck is he doing?
I would think, this is just me. If I was the owner of the Olympia, you already know what I'm going to say. If you are unable because of travel restrictions and you qualified for the Olympia, you should get an automatic qualification the following year or the next year.
Oh yeah,
that would be just fair.
Give me a break. Now they're throwing Hail Marys out there. Though I just did a video yesterday about the Europa doing top 3. Why? Yeah, top 3 qualify for Open. So now Samson's going to fucking Korea for a month to not even. You know what I'm saying? Like the last minute they throw this up. Like I would be flipping out. I'd be like. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to control my anger if I was him. He's so calm. And just the fact that all of a sudden now they're going to make the Europa top 3 qualify.
I always said that the Olympia this year, like when all of this was going on, the first thing that I said is they should do, if you win, you qualify. And if you are prepping and have not qualified, you could submit an application just like the Arnold.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then they pick because they're a business, so they need to generate money. So if they see somebody on there that's like, oh, there's a big name guy, he's gonna come, he's in.
Yeah.
This is just gonna help business.
1 year. It's just one fucking year.
This is 1 year. Like this is not always. And look at the circumstances. At the end of the day, we have to make money.
Yeah.
So fuck off.
Yeah, like, bro, it made me sick to my stomach to see all those events happen. The fact that he was already there for 2 weeks in a hotel room, which is mind-boggling. I would never do that. So I props to him for doing that. And then the fact that they postponed the show for another 2 weeks. Now, there's no guarantee right now for that guy that nothing's going to happen in another 2 weeks either. There's no guarantee.
Well, look what happened here in the U.S. How they said, 14 days to whatever the curve, drop the curve, whatever they were.
5 months ago,
and then it turns into 30 days, and then after 30 days, then another month, another 2 months. What really was funny about that interview was when Fouad asked him about cardio, and he's running in place,
standing in place and running, bro. Are you crazy?
That's hardcore, man.
He's doing upside down. I don't know what they're even called.
Yeah.
Push-ups.
Upside down push-ups.
I couldn't even do one.
That's hardcore stuff.
Yeah, that's like
military.
I don't want to say the word jail, but it's like jail stuff. I'm not relating him to jail, but that's like what you would do in prison.
Prison workouts.
Like he's stuck in an 800 square foot hotel room, fucking going in circles, literally.
Yeah, no wonder he had so much energy when he got on that podcast. When I started hearing the story, I'm like, he's like finally speaking to like, this is like civilization.
He's like hello. Is there an outside world?
Help me, please. Yeah, it was a great interview. I really enjoyed it, and I didn't expect to hear what was said there in that interview at all. So it was when I was doing those like 5,000 orders. That's what I was listening to.
It's fascinating though. Like just think about putting yourself in those shoes. I don't know. I don't think I would do it. Like especially the fact that he got denied already coming here once, you know, like, I don't know what I don't know if it was the smartest thing. I'm not knocking him for that, but like, I get his passion. I get he's dedicated, but I don't know, man. Like, that's just a lot of time to just, I don't say waste, but like spend on this.
For me, it would have stopped. It would have, that idea of going over there would have stopped when he said that he was thinking of going, like when he was planning on doing the show. And he's like, I'll go in like 4 or 5 days, get my stuff together. And they said, no, you have to leave like now. You have to leave like you have to get on a plane like tomorrow.
No, I don't think so.
And then they had to, I can't deal with that stress. To
me, it's not worth it.
No.
Mentally, I would never be my best self at the show anyway. I would be a disaster. I would be a stress ball. Can't eat what you want. Can't go anywhere. Like, no way. I wouldn't be able to do it. So for me, it just would never work out. I would just say next year is a new year. Bodybuilding ain't going nowhere. I'll wait till next year. I'll just stay in the off season. I mean, honestly, my advice for everybody that comes to me that's like, hey, I want to hire you for a show this year. I'm like, dude, don't waste my time right now. Like, you know how many fucking people did not compete this year that were prepping? Like, it's probably like
I'm saying, get ready for next year.
I'm like, just get ready for next year. Just stay in off season.
Contest prep coaches next year are going to be making a lot of money. A lot of money next year.
It's fucking terrible. Like I told you before, I think I told you personally, but I don't think I said it on here. But like, if I didn't have these other businesses or anything going on for myself, I don't know how anyone's surviving that's a coach full time unless they have. Because everybody has clients. Yeah, unless they have
which is mostly mine. Almost, I would say, I'm only prepping 2 people right now.
Yeah, but I have a lot of like bodybuilders though. Like, they're not competing right now, but they're all bodybuilders, and they all don't have like, I don't want to say real jobs, but a lot of them are just like still thinking they're going to be, whatever, and they're not. Nothing against you guys, but you guys are all living that dream, and there's not much of a dream.
We've been there before, so
yeah, but exactly. So
we could say that.
My bread and butter is the industry. I'm probably, it sucks that it is like this year, though. It's just, the numbers don't even come close to what it used to be. So hopefully next year it'll be. Next
year, I have faith. All we need is, for everybody that's going to hate me, all we need is Trump 2020, and we're good.
Be careful what you say on. You'll probably get banned for that too.
I know.
No Trump. We hate Trump.
No, Biden 2020.
Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, 100% all the way.
So changing gears a little bit, we were talking about shows, canceling and everything like that. And in a couple of weeks, we got the New York Pro in Tampa. Very, very unique situation where they were closed. They canceled the first one, rescheduled it in New York. They moved to New Jersey, and then New Jersey's not opening, so they brought it to Tampa again. So we got 2 shows in Tampa Pro a couple weeks ago, and then now everybody's gearing up for the New York Pro in Tampa, which I'm going to be at because I want to go and it's close.
Is it the same place?
No, it's a different place, but Carlos told me that he's been to a show at this venue before, and it's a very good venue too.
Oh, okay.
It's actually it's nicer. Even the place that we were at was really nice. So
really?
If it's nicer, shit, it's going to be a badass show. It seems like the venue is within the hotel, kind of like the same thing, which was really cool because you're able to watch a show on the live stream and then know exactly when you're supposed to go down because you're watching it live on the computer, which is awesome. You could just chill in your hotel room. Now, I don't know too many guys that are doing the open other than John De La Rosa, which was on Jose Raymond's podcast this weekend. Evan Centopani is not going to be doing the show. He said that he's not going to be doing it.
What happened?
He feel, you know how Evan is. Evan is very like a feeling guy. Like which I love that. Like the passion behind it. If there's no passion behind it, he's not going to do it just to do it. That example.
That sucks.
That example is true when he was with PJ and Aaron, and he got out of that contract.
Prime Nutrition. Yeah.
He just doesn't sell out. He's not a sellout. So he wanted to do the show in New York because he feels like there's a connection having the show in New York. And if I'm not mistaken, he won his pro debut in New York.
Yes, he did.
He won his pro debut there. So that's where he wanted. That's where he wanted to be. That's where he wanted to make his comeback. And now that it's moved to Tampa, he just does not have that same feeling for it, which I respect that. You know, if he doesn't want to do the show, he doesn't have to do it. But I just know that John De La Rosa is going to be doing it. I don't know if any of the other New York guys like Juan Diesel. I don't know if even is Victor Martinez even competing anymore. So I don't know who else is in the open as of right now. But for 212, since I follow 212 very closely, I got my boy Bo.
Oh, Bo's doing it?
Bo is doing it, which I give him the nickname where he's a very cool guy. And me and Andrew coaches him. You know? Andrew calls him BBC.
Andrew can say that though. He can pull that off. If I said that, he'd probably slap me or punch me.
I call him BDB. BD Bo. I mean, everybody jokes about that. If it's not, it's definitely not a secret. And and I'm sure everybody gets a good laugh about it and stuff like that. But Bo is my favorite for the show. He looked absolutely incredible for Tampa.
Yeah,
he made the most improvements out of anybody that was doing the Tampa from one year to another. He's made incredible improvements. It's just his conditioning is so damn crispy.
Yeah,
and he's going to be going up against Derek, or also called Weapon X on IG.
Oh, that guy, yeah,
he's out of Tampa as well. So it's going to be a fucking battle. Them two, I don't think anybody else from the lineup is going to be showing up, but they both are going to be doing it, and I'm super excited because I hope that Bo gets that win in the Olympia qualification this year.
Real quick, where did Evan talk about his not coming back?
Jose Raymond's podcast.
Did he share about if he's going to compete or not this year, or he's not?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Did he look jacked? Did he look, or you can't tell?
From what he was saying, well, he's always covered up too.
Yeah.
But from what he was saying, and they just posted a picture of him on the muscle on Animal. I know the muscle. I'm thinking about Animal Pack. I'm thinking about Animal Pack. The Universal Instagram.
Nutrition.
Yeah, he's hitting a rear double bicep, but he's not showing his legs on it. And it's a very far shot, but I mean, you don't need to be too close to see that he's in shape.
And he's still training in that home gym thing he made. Did he say about? Did he talk about it?
He talked a little bit about
this home
gym. Yeah, it was very good. He got political in the interview too. It's a very, very good interview. I love listening to everything that Evan says.
Yeah.
And I always thought that he would be perfect to have a podcast of his own.
Yeah.
But he's just a low key guy.
Yeah, very low key. Very low key.
Not into that stuff. But it was a very good interview too, and you know, I wish that he was over there because I don't think I think I've met Evan once, but it was just kind of like a hi bye kind of thing.
Right.
It would have been cool to chat with him a little bit.
He's a straight shooter. I would only reason I was ever around him was because I was friends with PJ, and I was friends with a bunch of their old crew of guys because they would always, you know, they always look at all the local shows in New York, and I would always see them at the shows, and we didn't have like a friendship or anything. It was just more of like, hey, how you doing type of friendship. But I used to see him, God, every weekend when I was growing up, you know, all the shows, he guest pose, and, you know, it's just weird to see him coming back again because I thought it honestly was done for him. Especially the fact that like he had a good run and I thought like he closed that door. You know what I mean? It seemed like he was kind of like just not over bodybuilding, but just kind of done with competing at least. But I wonder what did he speak about? What like, you know, what's like, you know, got him to go back to competing? Did he talk about that?
I think he did, but since I was doing orders and stuff like that, I wasn't thinking about it.
Change his mind.
Only a couple things stuck with me from that interview, to be honest. And one of the other things that he talked about was his injury. And he says that he goes, you can't tell anymore that I had a leg injury or anything like that.
Right.
So he rehabbed it, and from what he's saying, he says that his legs look really good.
Man, see, I wonder who's going to be in this New York show then. If John, I don't think you said, I saw De La Rosa doing it. Juan Morel is not even working out. He's not even like, he's going back to the gym next week, supposedly.
He's one of those guys that he'll probably look even better that he took this time off.
Yeah, he posted a selfie in the mirror.
I saw that.
And I was like, whoa.
I didn't know which one was the before. I thought the other one was the after, but that is the after.
After, yeah. I was like, I don't get it.
I mean, so like I said, some people I've done it before where I start really small and tiny, and it's like the best look. Yeah. After 20 weeks, it's the best look I've ever had.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious to see what he does because he said he wants to go for the Olympia this year, like actually qualify. So I wonder what.
It's not gonna happen.
There's not many shows.
Yeah, I mean, there's got Chicago.
Cal, right?
Left, and and the Cal, and Chicago's the only 212 that's left here in the U.S.
When is Cal though? October, November.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
he doesn't have much time. There's no way he'll be able to.
No, I don't think he'll be able to.
Those are only 2 shows left, right?
Yeah.
2 shows, right? Damn, who the fuck is going to be in the Olympia then?
I know. That's why I said I think that they should have that, you know, and they got to do it early because they can't just say
last minute
invites and then it's like 4 weeks out of the show or 8 weeks out.
Like you're legit talking sub 10 people possibly.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Uh-huh.
Now I'm like really thinking about it as we're sitting here because it's a bad time to be thinking about this, but like I'm thinking about how many people are actually qualifying, who's going to be able to get there. Like that's not many names.
I don't think they took into
Patrick Moore is doing New York Pro probably.
Oh, yes. He's doing he's doing Tampa.
What do you mean? Oh, yes, yeah.
What am I talking about?
You got me confused for a second. I'm like, wait, did the New York Pro happen?
Yeah, I'm all fucked up. Yeah, yes. No, Patrick Moore is doing it, yes.
There's someone else, too, that I saw. I'm trying to remember who the fuck it was, and I can't remember. It's driving me crazy. Someone popular. Not popular, but, like, enough. Man. And there's no one else doing the 212? Wait, is Lunsford qualified for 212 already?
Yeah.
What place did he get? Oh, he got second? Did he get second?
Yeah,
no.
Second.
That's automatic qualification?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay. Fuck. These lineups are not going to be... I wonder... it's going to be weird, dude. New York Pro is supposed to be like a heavy hitter show. I don't think there's going to be that many...
I'm telling you, I have a feeling that you're going to see...
They've got to do that thing like they're doing with the Europa then. They got to add more qualifications then at this show, too. They have to. Why would they add it to the Europa and not the New York Pro, though? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
Because
the New York Pro, you get a lot of points.
But then, like, who's going to... Like, let's say the people that are doing this Spain show or whatever, like James Hollingshead...
They can't even come here.
I was going to say, can he even get here, though?
No.
So what the fuck are all these guys doing?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, okay, great. All right, you have a great list of people that qualified, but let's be real. Who's going to actually be able to come into the U.S.?
And let's say they do get here. Do they have to quarantine? They gotta do the fucking Samson thing here now? Jesus Christ.
14 days, just kidding.
Like, what the fuck?
30 more days.
Like, your prep turns into like a nightmare at the end. Oh. Can you imagine being like depleted and miserable and by yourself in a room for 2 weeks?
And
Korea?
He can't even order like they give him food. Like he was saying in the interview that they drop food off on his door.
Wait, hold on. Now you just pissed me off. Hold on a second. He's not even eating diet food?
No. He brought frozen food.
Yeah, but that's like gonna last a month.
Yeah, but he said that the sponsors of the show were bringing him like some stuff.
Oh, the sponsors.
Yeah, the sponsors.
I was like, wait, he's eating the meals they're giving him at the
hotel? Yeah. Hey, after I found out, I'd be ordering Uber Eats and just be like, fuck this.
You'd like tip the guy off like it's a drug deal or something.
I know.
Get your Uber
like,
Eats.
What can you, I just want a Big Mac.
I'll put a rope down the window. I'll pull it up.
Just give me a Big Mac, please.
And you're in Korea too on top of it. Oh, Jesus Lord, dude. What a situation
terrifying.
that is.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, no, I'd be out of there so fast. Can you imagine if he gets like trapped there? Oh, Jesus.
It's like, what do you go to the embassy?
Yeah, like how do you get out of there?
Who do you call? Hey, I'm in room number blah blah blah.
That'd be like the scariest thing to me is that how do I communicate with these people? Number two, they might just kidnap me or something. Like, what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? Like,
well, South Korea is not as obviously.
I've never been there. I've only been to China. I've never been to Korea before.
It's not as bad, as
yeah, but like, let's just say this quarantine got out of control, and they're like, no flying anymore. He's gonna be stuck in Korea now. Like,
he has like a job. He has a job too.
That'd be scary. Yeah, he's like a carpenter or something.
Yeah, he has a job, and he has like a girlfriend over there too.
Yeah. I'd be scared to not be able to get home. That would make me really nervous.
I'd be going nuts.
Yeah, no.
Now, speaking about home, I'm thinking of moving to Tampa.
Yeah, so
not New York, Tampa.
What is making you think about or considering doing that?
Well, I feel I've had this feeling for a very long time where I need to get out of Miami.
Yeah.
Lived here my whole life. I feel like I've tapped out all my resources here. And if I really do have a plan these next 5 years, because I feel like every bodybuilder has like a time that they can make improvements. And once that door is shut,
right, then
you're pretty much, that's the way that you're going to be for a little bit. You're not going to be making too much more improvements.
Right.
And the way that I think of it is I'm opening the door now, and the hallway is like right there. And very soon I'm going to get to the next door where that door is going to have to shut.
Right.
So I feel like all my opportunities already in South Florida are done. I think that I've already experienced it here. I've lived here my whole life. And I feel like there's something more somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Something more somewhere else where there's opportunities waiting for me. And I need to get out to go see what that is. Miami is just not...
Before you go on, though, just touch on... Is there something bringing you there, though? Like a gym or a trainer or a coach or anything like that?
I'll get into that. That.
Just curious.
I feel like Miami is not built for somebody that wants to do well in bodybuilding.
Right.
It's just not built.
Would you ever promise not to pay?